this is the right time. Nine o'clock at the mountain home. Very important. Late notice. Typical.
Julia? Julia?
Mum?
Hello? Julia? Julia?
To my darling daughter, Sherry. Open it and let's get this charade over with. Mike, Tig.
What is it?
It's a video. Let's put it on and find out. And then, when we've seen whatever rubbish she's decided to make us watch, maybe we can go home.
Oh, you came. I'm so glad. It means a great deal to me that we can all be together this one last time.
We had a choice.
I wish there were an easier way to say goodbye. I wish even more that I didn't have to say it at all. But I've had enough. By the time that you see this, I'll be dead.
Vertical, Central 10, standing by for VKG.
Go ahead, Central 10.
We have a deceased at this location. It appears suspicious, and we have several detectives.
Is it a bushwalker? Looks like it.
There's a moral to that. Don't exercise. We got this call from the family about half an hour ago. Julia Halliday, eh? Can't believe it.
You shouldn't go jumping to any conclusions, Constable. We haven't identified the body yet.
Well, it's hardly a coincidence, Detective. I mean, the woman leaves a videotape saying she's going to kill herself and then a body turns up on the same day.
The body that's been dead how long, Tootsie?
At least a month.
A month.
A month. Oh, no. It's Julia Halliday's husband, Timothy Tigman.
Did you notify the family?
Well, I thought someone should tell them we'd found a body.
Just like somebody's going to have to explain to them they've been scared out of their wits for no reason.
Is it Julia?
No, Mr. Tigman. This body's been dead here a month.
It's not your wife.
To see, I need to
It's
know.
not your wife.
Just take it easy, all right?
Don't touch anything, sir.
I knew it. Julia would never have the guts to kill herself. Good morning. I'm Detective Hayden. This is Detective Vance. We're from Homicide.
Homicide? Is Julia...
No, it wasn't her. Mr...
Sorry, Mike Olson. I'm Julia Halliday's driver. Sorry, I was just running a bath for her daughter. It's okay, Shari. It wasn't her.
We understand there's a video. Perhaps we could have a look at it.
I'll stand here all day if I don't do it. I'm Ina Ruth, Julie's executive assistant.
It's all right, Ina. No one would ever mistake you for the typist. They wouldn't dare.
Television's through here.
Honeysuckle, isn't it? The smell.
Tig, my darling husband, you ought to have the house in town, the cars, and the money in the bank, such as it is. You've made a great many people, especially women, very happy in the last few years, so I think you've earned what I've left you.
We had an open marriage. It's no secret.
And now to my lifelong friend and colleague, Ina Ruth.
Not staying for the
Ina,
popcorn?
you always know
No, I've got a
exactly
business
what
to
should
run.
be done.
Besides, I've
So I
seen
hope
the
you don't
ending.
disappoint me now. I think it's time to forgive and forget. So I'm leaving you my company shares.
God, thanks a million.
Mike Olson, the best Mike in the world. You've been a marvelous help. And although you've been well paid, I'd like to leave you something, a little present to remember me by. So I've put $5,000 into your bank account. And now last, and most importantly, my precious daughter Shari.
Do we have to watch this again?
Not if you don't want to.
Shari, I've got nothing for you except my jewelry. But you have this house, courtesy of Grandma. I know you always wanted the simple life, so I think you'll be very happy here. I should never have forced you into the company the way I did. But believe me, I meant well. So when you remember me, think of the good times. Think of my last moments as happy ones. Think of me soaring high before floating down to the earth that calls me, granting me eternally the one thing that always seemed beyond my grasp. An inner peace.
Did you have any indication that your mother might be suicidal? Any mood changes, depression?
No. But then she didn't really share things with me. I wanted her to, but...
Come in. Oh, hi, Dee. I want the whole room in detail on the suitcase and its contents.
No worries.
This is Constable Suzerain, our photographer. We need a record of your mother's room as she left it. Do these belong to your mother?
Yes. She is very particular about the skincare she uses. The dress was a favourite.
What about these?
Not hers. Not a million pink fits. She liked things that fit more closely.
But this is her size.
Yeah. I guess she could have worn them if she was going bushwalking or... Look, I don't know why she bought them. All I know is I want you to find her. Just find her.
Sleeping tablets, almost full. Would have been easy to take these and throw yourself off a cliff.
Assuming she did.
Yeah.
I can smell that smell again. What is it?
Hello.
Yep, that's it, isn't it? She looked after herself.
Seems to run in the family. Would you treat yourself to a bath if you just learnt that your mother had killed herself?
Do you think she has killed herself?
I think we should go back to the fashion house. That's where the video was made. It might give us an idea about her state of mind.
I've been going through the books. I knew the company was in a bad way, but it looks like money has been deliberately siphoned out of it. Large amounts of money.
How large?
Almost $1 million.
You have proof that money was disappearing out of this company?
The accounting records, read them. Oh, and those bequests Julie left? They're worthless. Except for the miserable 5,000 she left Mike. But Teague, me, I think she did it deliberately to spite me. Because I have been trying to tell her for months that she could not go on running the company the way she had. That it was as good as criminal. And what thanks do I get? Valueless shares in a valueless company.
She obviously made the video by herself.
Nearly $1 million missing. Where did it go? She had big debts, if what Ina says is true.
Would you kill yourself over a debt?
Well, people do. I'm more interested in what happened to the money. If you had creditors lining up, why siphon money out of the company? Why not just pay them off and get on with your life?
Well, maybe she had other debts she didn't want people to know about. Gambling, or maybe somebody was blackmailing her.
Right. So you'd sneak money out of the company, pay off your debts, and then kill yourself?
Doesn't make sense, does it?
Yes. Is she a million pink fits?
Suitcase contents neat. Wouldn't have to sit on it to shut it.
Hello?
Suicide's depressed. They're not thinking about what they look like, what they're wearing. They're thinking about dying.
Oh, hi, Steve. It's Tessa. Am I interrupting anything?
Am I?
Oh, no, nothing. I can't wait.
I was trying to get into Julia's head. I packed a suitcase. It's obvious. Why would she pack a little black dress, cosmetics, things that matter to her if she's going to commit suicide?
Why would she pack anything?
Exactly. I know where the missing money's gone.
Where?
Overseas.
With Julia? I don't think she's dead.
I think she's done a bunk.
She's run away.
She was carrying on like a complete idiot, wanting things like still mineral water when I'd already told her we only had sparkling. And then she wanted to pay for it with a $100 bill. I mean, look at me, I'm a small operator. Don't think I've seen a $100 bill since I've been here.
You told the local police that you didn't see Julia come back from her walk. You sure about that?
Oh, I couldn't have missed her. She was all dressed up, wearing a heap of jewellery. And high heels. I mean, why would anyone go for a bushwalk wearing high heels? Yeah, I told her it was dangerous up here, that she shouldn't go walking dressed like that. She just didn't seem to care.
Right. Well, you've been very helpful.
Sure.
Thanks, Sheila.
Thanks very much.
Everything about it says that Julia wanted to draw attention to herself.
Which doesn't seem like the sort of thing if you're thinking about committing suicide.
Yeah, but why the suitcase? If she was planning to disappear, why pack the suitcase and then leave it behind?
I'll check airport and shipping movements to see if anybody answering Julia's description left the country in the time frame.
We got a positive ID on that girl we pulled up from the cliff yesterday.
Gina Howard, psych patient, disappeared a month ago. 2 days after she disappeared, they found a suicide note under her pillow.
I remember the publicity.
Yeah, nobody seemed to pick up on any of the signs, even though she had been acting for her, strangely, a week or so before her disappearance. Immigration. What are you two up to?
Julia Halliday case.
Reason?
Well, there's almost $1 million missing from Julia's company and a packed suitcase.
Yeah, and on top of that, unlike our dead psych patient, Julia Halliday made a big song and dance about her movements on the day she went missing. She made sure no one missed the signs. None of that adds up to suicide, sir. Yeah, it does sound a bit contrived, doesn't it? Oh, I got a meeting. We'll see what you can come up with. Mind you, you're going to have to be fast, otherwise we'll just bat this one back to the local police.
I'll be at the fashion house.
Okay.
Amy, give them to me. I'm sorry. They're mine.
Dear, I am not.
I don't know what. Give them. I'm not being sentimental. They're mine. They belong to me. I know they belong to me, and I want them back. Give them to me. Have you found her?
We'll let you know as soon as there are any developments. I'm sorry I've come at a bad time.
No, we were just clearing out files. It's a difficult task.
I'll be as quick as I can. I'm just looking for Miss Halliday's passport. Do you know where it is?
Why do you want it?
We're just looking into possibilities.
Of what? What are you insinuating?
Nothing at this stage.
Then why do you want it?
I think the detective wants to make sure your mother isn't holidaying in France somewhere.
We have to investigate every possible explanation for your mother's disappearance.
Just leave my mother alone.
Shari.
She's dead! So why don't you just close the case or whatever it is you people do?
Julia's passport. It's current, and if it's pertinent to your inquiries, I handle all of Julia's travel arrangements. Ruth? No, I don't want to make a comment. Right. It's that journalist again. He's still after a statement.
Good. Because I've changed my mind. I'd love to speak to him. Shari Halliday?
Thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Okay.
Shari Halliday's talking to the media.
About what?
Well, I wasn't invited to stay and observe. I'll ask Dee to monitor the news.
Righto.
Who was that woman?
Landlady of one Monica Reed. Monica's apostle for Julia. Monica travelled by plane to Switzerland the day Julia went missing.
Oh, that could explain why her passport was still here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that someone travelled overseas on a false passport. She's got $1 million to spend, so it wouldn't be hard to get one. Apparently, Monica moved into the room about 2 months ago, kept very much to herself, then came into some money, paid off the lease, off she went.
Very convenient.
That's what I was thinking. You know, it is Julia. She's serious about disappearing. She's covered her tracks very well. Got herself a false identity. No one's looking for her because she's supposed to be dead, and she's got $1 million to play with.
Well, that won't be hard to prove if we can find her.
We can't, but Interpol could.
You're talking about a pretty complicated scam. She would have to have had help. Is that what you think?
Well, we don't know yet. We're working on it. But if we could just get Interpol to check and see if this Monica is actually Julia Halliday,
would mean that police rescue could stop looking for the body.
Yep, and the landlady's identification's a great lead.
Give me your request in writing. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thorne's right. She probably had help.
Yeah, you'd want to be paid handsomely to take a risk like that.
Yeah.
Fraud, embezzlement, you'd be an accessory to the lot.
No one seems to have gained much out of this scam at all. Ina gets the company, but it's worth next to nothing. And the husband, Tig, he gets a bit of property, but...
It's so heavily mortgaged, he'll never own it outright.
Yes.
He can't hope to sell it and get anything. The daughter? She seems to be under her mother's shadow. Maybe if she helps Julia disappear, it kills two birds with one stone. She gets her freedom and the house.
Do you think she's capable of it?
Ta-da! Here it is. Afternoon news break.
Good on you, Constable.
I'm appealing to the media for two reasons. Firstly, to protest the way the police are dragging their feet at finding my mother's body.
Check the outfit. She didn't look anything like that
For my
before.
mother's sake, I wish to express my outrage outrage at the malicious lies the police are spreading
Oh,
about her
terrific.
activity.
This is great PR.
Even though it hurts me deeply to talk about this, my mother's body is out there, and all I want is for her to be found.
And grief changes people, but...
Yeah, complete personality transplant.
My mother's body is out there, and all I want is for her to be found.
Yeah, that'll do there, fellas. Thank you. Okay.
Julia Halliday.
Dr. Soames, Julia Halliday's daughter and husband.
Oh, thank you both for coming in. I am aware that this is stressful for you. Now, you are aware that she sustained some facial injuries when she fell.
If you don't need me any further, I really don't want to stick around.
We may need to speak to you at a later date.
Nothing I ever did was good enough for her. I didn't dress right. My designs were, an embarrassment. That's why at the press conference I tried to live up to her expectations just once. When my mother talked about dying, she used to imagine herself lying tragically beautiful. You know, in her sexiest lingerie, head supported at her best angle by, plump goose down pillows. Well, I guess even my mother couldn't get what she wanted all the time. If you need to speak to me, I'll be at the house.
Interpol have tracked down Monica Reed in Switzerland, and guess what? She is who she says she is. Monica Reed, hairdresser, tourist, on the trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain why Julia Halliday has a suitcase packed with her favourite things, or where the $1 million has gone.
Agreed. But those little mysteries of life no longer concern us, right?
Julia Halliday didn't throw herself off a cliff. She's too vain, for starters, and there are people...
We have got a body, her body, positively identified. Until forensic pathology come up with something that indicates foul play, then this case boomerangs back to the local police as a straightforward suicide.
Yeah,
OK, good. Thank you very much. I have got a conference to go to.
Multiple contusions, abrasions, all consistent with a fall from a cliff.
any reason why she'd want to jump?
I don't think she did jump. I think she was pushed.
Oh, let it rest, will you, Tess?
Well, there are no obvious defence wounds.
Toots, is there any indication at all that this woman was pushed from the cliff?
No. But then, if there wasn't a struggle, there wouldn't be necessarily anything to find.
Right, there was no struggle, so whoever killed her took her by surprise.
Tess, Julia left what amounts to a suicide note, the videotape.
What if Julia had every intention of carrying out the scam she'd set up, and whoever was helping her killed her before she could go through with it?
Right, well, I thought of that. It'd mean there'd be an uncollected airline ticket for the day Julia was supposed to disappear. I traced all the uncollected airline tickets and everyone checked out. Now, would you let it rest?
When someone can explain the packed suitcase to me, then I'll let it rest. Julia wanted to come back for that packed suitcase and someone killed her before she got there.
Look, we've investigated every area of this case and none of it supports your theory. You're on your own on this one. I'm sorry.
Right. Julia was dressed to the nines, covered in jewellery, and yet she packs this. This is something your daughter Shari would wear.
Yes, and mind you, it's superfine merino yarn. We don't get that from a chain store.
Oh, so even when she was dressing down, telling herself it didn't matter how she looked anymore, even then she was pampering herself.
Well, I won't pretend to know what she was thinking, but there is evidence of that. There's not a single item here that wouldn't feel absolutely marvellous against the skin. Yeah, it's a purely clinical deduction, of course. She was possibly a woman of many moods. This was one of them.
Moods. Or a disguise.
Shari! Shari?
Think of my last moments as happy ones. Think of me soaring high before floating down to the earth that calls me.
This is Detective Tessa Vance. I want you to come out.
Tessa was supposed to hand this case back to the local police. What's the matter with it?
Well, someone in that house didn't want Tessa snooping around. Doesn't that justify what she was doing?
No, she could have been killed. And no, nothing justifies one of my team going solo when they've been told not to.
All right. Tessa said she found the door unlocked. Now, whoever attacked her either found the door unlocked or they've got a key to that house. Either way, they made sure that Tessa couldn't identify them, right?
Well, that narrows it a bit.
Okay. Now, this house backs onto a cliff face. The only access is in or out of the front driveway. Someone may have seen her attacker coming or going.
Well, I've put a constable out there. That should allow us time to follow.
Sorry, sir, I tried to leave her...
Well, you've been wasting our time, so there's no point in stopping. Now, I want you to get everybody in here for questioning tomorrow. The daughter, the husband, Julia's offsider, everyone. Now, I'm going back to the conference. If you want me, you have my mobile.
Yeah, great.
Keep still. How's your head?
Throbbing.
Goody.
Shari Halliday said that she'd be at the house I called, but...
Okay, please sit down. We can
don't
worry
think
about
it was much
alibis
power.
tomorrow,
No.
all right?
I don't think Julia would leave $1 million around the house, but it could be in a bank account overseas. That's something we should do.
Yes, tomorrow,
Or,
okay?
I don't know, maybe something...
All that tomorrow. Please sit down. Easy.
That's all right, that's all right.
Okay, gently into the chair. There's a good girl. There you go. Put this on your forehead.
Oh, that's cold.
Yes, it's supposed to be. Now hold it there so I can go home.
Yeah, okay.
All right? I will organise to speak to everyone tomorrow. Now, I'm going to lock this door.
Yeah.
We don't have to ask our suspects for a third alibi, do we? Okay. Now, please, just rest. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Bye. Please, sit down.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. Mr. Tigman, could you come through, please?
I was with a woman called Clover Esperantes. TIS, she's in the phone book. I was there all night. I'm there most nights.
Did Miss Halliday know about this relationship?
Julie didn't care what I did. She didn't want a husband, she wanted a handbag. You see, Julie was a vampire detective. The only difference is, once she'd sucked you dry, you were supposed to thank her for it.
I was going to go up to the mountain house, but Mike didn't think it was a good idea. So I stayed in town.
Was there anyone there with you?
No. Not after Mike left.
Yeah, I drove Shari home from the fashion house about 8 o'clock, and then I went home.
Can anyone verify that?
Well, I didn't know I was going to need an alibi. What is this? This isn't any suicide investigation.
Do you know if Julia had any plans to travel?
Ina was the one who organised all that for her. Ina did everything for Julia except wipe her bum. I don't know how she thought she was going to cope when she'd fired her.
Hang on. Julia fired Ina.
Yeah.
When?
Last week. Ina was mad as hell too. There was a lot of ugly talk. And then Ina left.
Hello? Sorry, we did knock.
Detectives, I didn't realise the time. We had an appointment, didn't we?
We did. You know, Julia sacked you from this company last week. Why didn't you tell us about that?
What's there to say? I told Julia a few home truths. She didn't like it. End of story. End of job.
What sort of home truths?
Look, the woman is dead. I don't see the point in talking about it.
Can you tell us where you were last night?
Yes, I was here working alone. Why do you want to know?
May I? Why were you destroying these? You said the company was in financial trouble. Surely every one of Julia's designs is worth something.
They're not Julia's designs. They're Shari's. Julia was planning to claim them as her own.
Did Shari know this?
I sincerely hope not. I mean, Shari put up with a lot from her mother, but this She would never have forgiven her.
Are these diamonds the models are wearing?
Yes, pink diamonds. We borrowed them for the photo shoot. They're worth a fortune. They were Julia's favourites.
You realise the number of world economies that are being buoyed up by this sort of snake oil? Or in this case, lanolin and sorbitol?
The jewellery wholesaler confirmed that Julia bought nearly $1 million worth of diamonds over the last few months. I've got a B somewhere.
Well, who knows what the case itself will yield. Pigskin. It's a shame, I'm rather fond of pigs, but it does make the most beautiful leather.
Wait.
It's too late, I'm afraid.
No, that perfume, it's in a hand cream.
Yes, but it's in all her skincare products to some degree. Musk-based notes with floral nose. Are we leading somewhere?
I think so. Steve, it's me. Yeah, that file on Monica Reed in Switzerland, we still have it? Yeah, I know. I think we missed something.
When are we going to be allowed back into the house?
We didn't realise you were planning to come up today.
Well, Shari and I have funeral arrangements to
I
make.
realise it's a difficult time, but we have a warrant to search the premises.
Don't you reckon she's been through enough already?
Why do you want to search the house? What are you looking for?
If I'm right, the answer's in here.
If you're right.
Sorry, there's nothing. I'll take it back to the lab, of course, but...
Anything?
No, nothing.
Well, have you finished, Detective? You've searched the whole house and found nothing. Now have you finished?
Yeah, we have.
Hope you won't think us rude if we don't show you out. Julie was a vampire detective.
Shari would never have forgiven her.
Even my mother couldn't get what she wanted all the time.
By the time you see this, I'll be dead. Stop the car, we have to go back. This might be worth looking through.
This is crazy.
Maybe.
Thanks.
But profitable nonetheless. This is what you were looking for?
Yep. Pink diamonds. Julia's favourite. She bought nearly $1 million worth with the money she siphoned out of the company.
Oh, that's a lie.
Your mother had no intention of committing suicide. She was planning to leave the country. She had it all around.
I think that's enough, okay?
But her accomplice wasn't happy with the deal. Were you, Mike?
What are you talking about?
You came back for the diamonds after you pushed Julia off the cliff. But you couldn't get into the house without being seen because of the road workers outside, and you couldn't risk being seen by the neighbours at night. So you had to wait. The diamonds, they originally were in the bath salts, weren't they? That's what I could smell when I first came in.
Of course you could smell bath salt. Shari was upset she wanted the bath.
Mike, you suggested I have a bath to calm down.
And your hand was wet from dumping the diamonds in the fish tank when you first saw us drive up.
So, I had a wet hand, big deal. You're gonna hang me for that? You guys have not got a shred of evidence for any of this stuff, have you?
No. Perhaps Monica Reed can help us, Mike. After the authorities in Switzerland have finished questioning her, that is. She is, after all, your girlfriend. You gave Julia's air ticket to Monica. She was supposed to take the diamonds overseas and you were going to follow later. That was the plan.
But the plan had to be changed when you couldn't get your hands on the diamonds. So what did you do? Did you send her on ahead and promise to meet her later with the diamonds?
You don't know what Julia was like. She begged me to help her out. It was pathetic. She made this big song and dance about how she was going to make it all worth my while. For $5,000. I stuck my neck on the line for that woman for $5,000.
So you went for the $1 million.
Wouldn't you?
You killed my mother?
I did you all a favour.
Fisk found traces of bath salts in the fish tank. That's what killed the fish. Oh, there's no way we're that far behind in paperwork.
Actually, it's what $1 million looks like. In cash.
What would you do with it if you had that much money?
Oh, easy. Finish renovations on the house. Then I wouldn't have to trip over paint tins in the middle of the night answering your phone calls.
Or you could move the paint tins.
You could stop ringing. What about you? Pack that suitcase of yours full of special things and head off to the Caribbean?
Maybe.
Maybe. What would you take? It'd be something practical, not cosmetics. I know. Photos, memories. Huh? Am I getting warm?
Not remotely.
Something personal, something of sentimental value. You'll tell me if I get close, won't you, Tess? Won't you? Tess?